So, today we're going to be going through the connotations of our movie title, why we chose it. And the title is Candy Stripped.
Obviously it has a lot of different connotations, we're going to talk you through them. So yeah, firstly we have different connotations of narrative.
It kind of links to, as the story develops, the idea of candy strip shows how the goodness of the protagonist's life has been taken away from him. He's kind of left with the father hasn't really got a good life at the moment, hasn't been brought up the same way, the way he should have been.
The candy that's stripped from him can also be the baby, because in the sense that he finds out he has a little baby son, so the candy that's been stripped from him can be the son, as he hasn't had it for the first section of his life. But the candy can also be society stripping him from himself. As he's kind of an outcast from society, living a lonely life on his own.
It also kind of has an ironic effect that connotations of candy being like sweet and happiness and luxuries, which completely goes against how the father is living at the moment and the conditions that he has to deal with.
And also quite ironic as the father doesn't really view the baby as candy. It's actually more of a hindrance to him. So it's got a lot of different connotations and sense of narrative.
So now we'll look at So there's only two main characters in our film, and that's the father and the son.
In our open sequence, we only feature the father, but it's relevant to both. If you watch the open sequence, at the end of it, he receives a letter telling him that he's got a son, and that's when the title kind of comes into play, and you get a sense of why we called it that.
I think for both of them you can also look at candy strips showing how they're having to deal with something that's been taken away from them. The father's had his son taken away from him, and the son has not really had the best childhood. He's kind of had his like immature side taken away from him. He's never really had the chance to be silly and
yeah. So the child hasn't had the candy in the first place. So it's actually a false statement, candy stripped, in the sense that he actually hasn't had the candy to be stripped from him in the first place, which is quite unfortunate. But it really fits our genre, the sense of unhappiness and yeah.
So I reckon that's it.
Yeah, that is our title.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.